What if I told you that purpose alone is not enough to make you successful? What if I told you that many people know why they were born, have the ability to fulfill it, yet destroy themselves? History proves it. The greatest danger is not a man without purpose. The greatest danger is a man with purpose, potential, but no principle. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eben Talks Leadership. Today, we are discussing one of the most important foundations of kingdom living: understanding purpose, potential, and principles. Everything God created was created intentionally. Nothing exists accidentally. Nothing exists without purpose. Whether it's the stars, whether it's the ocean, the trees, animals, or man himself, everything was created for a reason. And every creation functions according to the principles established by the Creator. This is one of the greatest misunderstandings in our generation today. Many people are pursuing purpose, and some are developing potential, but very few understand the principles that preserves both. Without principles, purpose becomes frustration, potential becomes destruction, and destiny eventually becomes a waste. Let's begin with purpose. Purpose simply means the original intent behind creation. Purpose answers one question: why was this created? Purpose always exists before the thing itself. Imagine an architect first have an idea, then he builds the house. A manufacturer first determines why a product should exist, then he designs it. Likewise, God, before he created man, he already knew why man would exist. Purpose always precedes creation. Nothing is created before purpose. Purpose is the cause. Creation is the result. Once purpose is established, God places within the creation everything necessary to fulfill that purpose. This is called potential. Potential is the inherent ability given to fulfill purpose. Potential is not something you create, it is something you discover. Just as a seed already contains the potential to become a tree, God placed potential inside every human being before birth. That means your assignment already has the ability attached to it. God never gives purpose without also providing potential. Imagine appointing someone as a pilot who has never learned to fly. He has the title, but not the capacity. Or imagine making someone a surgeon without giving them the knowledge or ability to operate. Purpose without potential produces frustration. The assignment exists, yes, but the ability does not. Fortunately, God never works that way. Whenever God gives purpose, He also provides potential. The responsibility of man is to discover and develop its potential. Now let me break it down. Let me break down the most important part of this teaching. Purpose alone is not enough. Potential alone is not enough. There must also be principles. Principles protect purpose. Principle protect potential. Principle protect people. Without principle, great gifts, great potentials becomes dangerous. Power by itself is innocent. Power only becomes destructive when it enters the hands of someone without principles. History has repeatedly demonstrated this. One example is Adolf Hitler. He possessed influence, leadership, ability according to the world's standard. Vision, the ability to mobilize millions. Those were forms of potential. He also had a clear mission from his own perspective, but he lacked righteous principles. The result was catastrophic. Not only was his own life destroyed, millions of innocent lives were lost. The most dangerous individual is not someone without purpose. It is someone with purpose, with potential, but without principles. So what exactly are principles? Principles are the laws established by the Creator that governs how purpose and potential should function. They are not opinions. They are not suggestions. They are the operating laws of life. Just as every nation has laws, every product has operating instruction, every kingdom has principle. God also established principles. Everything He created functions according to them. Think about buying a washing machine. Why did you buy it? To wash clothes. That is the purpose. The machine already contains the ability to wash clothes, and that's its potential. But inside the box, you also receive an instruction manual. Why? Because the manufacturer understands something. Potential alone is not enough. The machine must operate according to principles. For instance, connect to electricity, use water, avoid overloading, use proper detergents. These are not restrictions, they are protections. If someone decides to pour sand into the machine instead of detergent, the machine does not become wicked, it simply breaks down. Not because the manufacturer hates the customer, but because principles were violated. One of the clearest examples in the Bible is Samson. God gave Samson a purpose to begin delivering Israel from the Philistines. God also gave him extraordinary potential, strength, unlike any other man. But Samson repeatedly ignored principles. He toyed with temptation, ignored boundaries, lived carelessly. Eventually, his strength was compromised. His eyes were removed, his freedom was lost, and his life ended tragically. His problem was never lack of purpose. His problem was lack of principles. Purpose cannot preserve itself. Potential can neither preserve itself or protect itself. Principle protects both purpose and potential. Some want to become a doctor, some want to become a lawyer, some want to become a great business entrepreneur, some want to become world leaders. Purpose inspires the dream, potential gives the ability, but principles determines whether the dream survives. A student may desire a first-class degree or a master's degree. He may possess the intelligence, but without principles, discipline, consistency, time management, hard work, that dream slowly disappears. Dreams do not succeed because they are beautiful. Dreams succeed because principles sustains it. I was going through one of my notebooks. Inside were dreams I had written many years earlier. One statement caught my attention. I wrote down, I want to become a well-known teacher of the Word of God. Today, I can see many of those dreams gradually becoming my reality, but something important happened before they became reality. God led me to embrace His principles. Not merely ambition, not merely passion, principles. Those principles continue guiding me today because purpose may inspire you, but principles keep you moving long after excitement disappears. This brings me to obedience. Obedience is simply submitting yourself to the principles established by the manufacturer. Obedience is not weakness. Obedience is alignment. The word principle is connected to the idea of first instruction. You cannot improve what the creator originally established. The manufacturer understands the product better than you do, the customer. Likewise, God understands man better than man understands himself. Every manufacturer designs three things simultaneously when designing a product. They design the purpose, design the potential, and they design the principles. The product does not choose how it should function. The manufacturer does. A washing machine cannot decide to use sand for electricity. A car cannot suddenly decide to operate on seawater. A mobile phone cannot function without the energy source for which it was designed. The product obeys design. Likewise, man cannot invent principles contrary to God's design and expect life to function properly. Notice the sequence. Purpose determines design. Design determines principles. Potential is placed inside the design. So everything begins with purpose. This is why products do not negotiate with manufacturers. Neither does creation negotiate with the creator. Look around creation. Plants require water, not because they prefer it, but because they were designed for it. Fish require water. Bird require air. Human require oxygen. Gravity functions consistently. Night follows day. The sea continues. Creation obeys principles naturally. Only man constantly argues with them. Only man constantly argues with principles. Many people ask, if God is so loving, why doesn't he stop evil? Why doesn't he prevent destruction? Why does he allow bad things to happen to good people? The answer lies in principle. God governs his creation through his words. His words establish principles. When principles are violated, creation experiences the consequences built in those violations. Just as touching fire produces burns, violating moral and spiritual principles produces destruction. Not because God delights in punishment, but because reality itself was designed around principles. God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, he also reaps. That's his principle. God calls his governing principles his word. The word is not merely something to read. The word is the operating system of creation. Everything functions because the word sustains it. Everything survives because the word governs it. Everything flourishes because when you align with it, it produces results. Purpose explains why you exist. Potential gives you the ability to fulfill that purpose. But principles preserves both your purpose and your potential. Many people spend their lives searching for purpose. That is important, but after discovering purpose, your next pursuit must be principles, because purpose without principle will eventually destroy itself. Potential without principles becomes dangerous. But when purpose, potential, and principles work together, destiny fulfilled. Destiny is fulfilled the way the Creator intended. Let me leave you with these thoughts. Every manufacturer creates a product for a purpose, builds into the potential to fulfill that purpose, and establishes principles to protect that purpose. God has done exactly the same with you. And you were created for a purpose. You were born with potential. Now, your ability to live by the principles of the manufacturer, because success is not merely discovering why you exist. Success is living according to the principles that preserve the life you were created to live. Purpose gives you direction. Potential gives you capacity. But principles keeps you from destroying both.